like, yep, this looks like he stepped out for a moment, and managed to complete your tasks.
Head back to the tower.
Okay, you fly back to the tower. You can see Mort and Eamon might have just had some conversation that, as you were approaching, looked like it might have come to blows. But Mort said something, waggled a finger, and then went back into the tower. You land.
Yeah.
Eamon's just watching. It looks like Eamon's chewing on something.
Yeah. I'll approach him. Yes. My name is Grakarov, and what is your name?
Eamon, whoa.
That is good name. You were from the fire. What was it like in there?
What was it like in hell?
Yes. Did not look comfortable. Just interested. Because I was going to fall in. You see.
Comforts are only for the worthy, for those who are strong or smart enough to deserve them.
Interesting.
There are comforts in hell that make this place look like a pigsty, although there are places in hell that make this place look like paradise.
You should see the south side of town. It is quite shizzy.
What
So,
is... What has you all in this panic? Was it that creature that you did battle with?
apparently, the lich that was doing all this bullshit is possibly coming back to life. Coming back to undeath. And maybe within the next few hours. So, we are collecting our things and leaving. For now. Until we figure out what to do.
How do you fight a lich?
Usually I would hit it with my sword, but I was halfway down a pit to hell while that was happening. Mort struck it, I believe, and the casters were throwing spells at it. But your blade, he looks at his weapons. What does he have on him?
He's got a trident, a backup trident, a longbow, and some daggers.
I believe you need magic to actually hurt these things. But Barnabus and the others know more about it. I just know how to use it really well.
Magic, that is it.
And there's probably other things, but I was having a hard time killing those crabs and demon things. It's like when I cut, it did not go all the way through as expected.
I will ask Barnabus. He seems a scholar.
You'd know what to use against them, that is correct. How do you fight?
In the
I
pit,
personally sit in the front.
in the pit, we learn to fight as many. A finger does less damage than a fist.
That is true. Do you? He looks at the length of it. Is it like a 10-foot reach or?
Nope.
Okay.
If you fight at Barnabas's side, you'll see what I can do.
Good. Good. You know what? You will see what I can do as well. Mart is quite effective, and so am I. Along with Los. Los is a very good fighter as well. But enough of this. I will go and help the others. I assume you're here on guard duty. Continue, and I'll be back with the other things.
Okay, he watches you go.
We will spar together at some point.
He doesn't disagree.
It's good to have another blade by our sides. And he walks in.
Okay. He seems to be trying to, like, assess who are these people around Barnabas. You go back inside. The tower is pretty quiet.
He's vetting you.
You see Junker actually packing things into bags. Junker is in stone elemental form still.
Hey, Junker, he's going into the cat. Well, he actually doesn't say. He's like, he just picks up the bag that he's working on that's partially full or almost or full. I mean, enclosed.
Yep.
He just picks it up and takes it outside.
Junker, are you letting Grackle take your things? Oh, fucking Adam. Adam's internet.
Silence is thanks enough. Okay, we'll just win on that.
Yeah, Junker probably says something along the lines, "No, these are for the bat." It looks like he was. Yeah.
Because he speaks in Dasubi. Slap my hand or something.
What about this? What about this? So basically, Grackle tried to move your bags that you were going to use for the bat. I'm assuming you don't let him take the bags and put it on. Okay.
No.
Grackle, you do figure out that Junker is planning on using the bat to get away, and they want some of the rat's things in the saddlebags of the bat.
Yeah.
You do. All right. Let me know if you need some help.
You also get told off in Nezumi.
I know. Fuck you, and I hear one. You son of a bitch. You rat fucker, you.
You go to the kitchen. Mort stopped for a break and is just mashing like random bits of food into his mouth. He's got like this really droopy celery, and he's trying to fit like half a potato in his mouth, and he's got a carrot to follow it up. He's using the carrot to stick everything in.
Chaga said I had a fissure, so I needed to eat more fiber.
Chaga's cooking is much better than this, Mort, but you know this.
Yep.
You know that
do.
this will do. It'll fill the whole.
Bag to go.
Yeah,
Grapple's just looking for shit, and he's gonna.
Oh, Mort! It looks like Mort's been moving. Mort's been just like sweeping everything into bags and boxes and just hucking them into the wagon.
You're pretty sure at some point he actually used the broom, dumped food on the floor, used the broom to sweep it in a bag to make it faster, and that's ready to go now.
Okay, I'll go see if Barnabas has books ready to go.
Yeah, Barnabas hasn't let anyone pack the books at this point in time because he's got a bunch of books open. He's looking at things. He looks completely stressed out. What about this? What about this?
If it's another picture in a fucking room that looks like a cracker, I'm gonna fucking smack you.
I assume you do not want to leave these behind. If you have come up with a way to pack them up quickly when you are done, let me know.
There's a pile of books. You can take those ones.
Perfect. I will come back later with the other ones you finish. So he's gonna start taking some books and start moving them.
Whatever books he's done with.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Barnabas. What questions are you asking of the library? What are you trying to search for?
He is asking if there are creation notes for phylacteries.
BRB.
So you are
Only I could go through his browser history. What is a phylactery? How do I make a phylactery?
all right. So you are looking through any notes on crafting items. Got it.
Yeah.
Give me a knowledge arcana and a D4.
Can I use my bardic knowledge on this?
Sure.
Okay, I will use my bardic
This is the
knowledge.
same day as the day you went into the pit.
Yeah, I've already used my 20, but I can take if I can take 10. I think my skill's high enough that this needs to work.
Did you brew a new Kignatogen?
No, I haven't had time to brew a new Kignatogen.
We've been here for hours. You should make yourself a cup of tea.
Sure, I made myself a cup of tea.
Because +4 on the roll is going to be useful.
Yeah.
Go make yourself brain tea.
Agreed. Someone stopped and said, "Hey, maybe you should take a break."
Okay, and your familiar is aiding you if it can aid DC 10.
I don't think it can aid DC 10 because it's too dumb and I don't have enough ranks.
Yeah, he's bonus based, not rank based.
Okay.
All right, Arcana. That'll be 37.
A what?
Bonus of 37, 47. Plus, we'll do the 1d6.
Don't call it little.
It's not little.
It's a tiny 1d6.
So 49.
Okay.
Taking 10 on Knowledge Arcana.
Okay, and the D4?
3.
Okay, it's like 10 p.m. by this point.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. And I found nothing?
No, you're finding crafting notes. Apparently,
Okay.
Bellifont and then Malefont was a crafter. You find notes on the items that he crafted himself, like the ones
Okay.
that we talked about earlier. His circlet, his
Bracers.
his bracers. They do, if these are to be believed, are further proof that they are not the phylactery. You do find crafting notes about the chair amongst these notes.
Worried about that. Yeah. Okay.
The chair
If we can't find the phylactery, because the demon already smashed it.
you know that a piece of the tower was used on the chair that is in the space, and a piece of the space was used in the construction of the chair whose splinters are in his personal chamber. For the chairs to work, they have to be on the same plane, and they go to that specific spot. So you could actually move the chair.
And you'll still end up in the same spot.
Yeah.
Teleporting from below.
Yeah. These notes would probably give you a bonus to recreate the chair, like in the craft checks if you had to recreate the chair. Craft Wondrous item is what's required for the chair.
Does it highlight what... Sorry, Mark. Sorry, tell me if you want.
No, go ahead.
Does it highlight what part of the chair's construction was made from the other space? Like, does it have the rod or the connecting piece?
Yeah,
highlighted
those
in the drawing?
bits of the dead stones. It's like
Those dead
he
stones
took a
fit
chip
with
of the dead stone from the floor, made it the centerpiece of the chair, and that chair went down below.
Perfect.
And then when he was down there, he picked a little bit of a chip of the black stone and put it in the chair up above. So yeah, you could recreate the chair. I don't know if the chair splinters are ending up in your wagon or not.
No, we're not.
You want to put them in your hat?
I don't. Extra dimensional space. Yeah, we'll put a couple splinters in my hat.
Just a couple
The
splinters
stones,
of the chair?
Yeah,
Okay.
those stones.
Are you
will go
taking
in my hat.
the center important piece of the stone? Okay,
Yes.
so you take that stone and put it in your hat. You send your familiar to go get the stone. It's part of the
Yeah.
rubble.
So if we were able to find the fourth circle make whole thing spell, does he have enough to make it whole again?
He'd need all the availables.
You need to get the rest of the,
Yeah.
the pieces.
Yeah.
Okay. So this would be you have to craft from scratch as
Yep.
opposed to... Yeah. Okay.
The notes make reference to a manual. Actually, make reference to a journal.
Okay.
But the journal's not here. And the journal, you think, by the number of entries that he was figuring out how to build the chair as he was still trying to figure out how to get into the chamber.
Okay.
And he came to the conclusion he needed a piece from the chamber. And this was a project by the way that the ink has been drawn, like the ink is dried in several places, and how it's several different colors. that he worked on this project in phases, likely over years.
Okay.
So that's actually important stuff that you found. You probably want to add that to your
Yes.
library list.
I'll put that down.
Notes on the chair of teleportation construction. With your 49, there is an exclamation point in the margins of the pages that you were studying that is kind of like the equivalent of Eureka.
Okay.
Finally, I will cease to taste the taste of stone.
Okay. I got a feeling he figured out how to not teleport himself into rock. Okay, and does it say why he thinks so?
No, it's like you match that ink up with the ink on the drawing, and it's like he filled in the last parts when he figured out that he needed a piece from the other place.
Okay.
And it does have to do with teleports. Yeah, teleporting randomly into things.
Not good.
It's maybe Bellifont drove himself mad by doing this constantly.
You can only meld your brain with stone so many times before.
Which is interesting. Bellifont might have ended up in some really strange places by randomly teleporting into the earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a little crazy town.
I wonder if there's anything nasty hidden under the ground.
Fortunately, thus far you've said nothing about Ennis phylactery, looks like.
49, I had in my mind the DC of 50.
Ah, come on, straight fortune point.
No, you asked for one. Now it just doesn't work.
Ah.
You find notes where it looks like he was trying to figure out the container for his phylactery. You also find notes where he, over time, ordered, and you know this from the rigmarole that you recently went through with Chaga, with the powdered silver to create holy water. You know, apparently over time he built up a lot of unholy water, which he mixed with mercury that he acquired over a long period of time. You find the actual like ledgers of where he kept track of pieces of things that he bought, and the theme of this whole track of things that he's buying is related to his lichdom.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to study these lists a little bit more to piece together.
Study the list more.
Yeah, like to find more of these little these work orders and purchase orders and like piece together from ledgers of how much things cost to actually try to like ascertain, like to intuit perhaps what the thing could be.
Okay. Keep at it till dawn, and then we got to get GTFO.
Okay.
Well, I think that is he allowed to use the library twice in one day?
Yeah, well, he could use the library again. Just another D4 hours go by.
Would I have gotten a +4 from the books?
Yes.
Then I would have received a 53.
All right, we'll add an hour because you have to consult these specific books. So
Okay.
it is 8 p.m. when you're like, you think you have it. These purchase orders are for things that you've already seen.
Okay.
The devices that hold the mercury, that he mixed the mercury with, the unholy water that he infused the mercury with, and the weird chains and devices that he had. You're like, this is all captured here. What do all these other things that are really expensive mean? And you follow the paper trail. I'm going to explain why you're able to follow the money paper trail for a lich.
Okay.
Because I believe the process of becoming a lich costs 120,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
A little pricey.
It's why some people go, oh, vampire's not bad. I never liked the sun that much.
With the lich, you're all shriveled. PP
Yeah.
doesn't do the BP thing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lich's phylactery. A phylactery costs 120,000 gold pieces to create. And has the caster level equal to that of the creator at the time of creation.
That's a lot of money. Wow.
All right, Barnabas. He ended up creating a sphere.
Okay.
You are guessing the sphere is made out of glass-steeled, necromantic-infused glass, rock glass, milled to a perfect sphere.
Okay.
It can open because, like a yolk, you're pretty sure that he had this concentrated, necromantically infused, unholy watered mercury
Yeah.
inside the sphere. And because you got a 53, you think that the sphere itself, while important in the process to him becoming a lich, was actually the egg that was to be that was to house the actual item that he turned into his phylactery. Your mind is now like trying to figure out why he would do this. Why he wouldn't just build a device that houses his soul.
Yeah.
This is now theoretical. And will require one more knowledge arcana check. This is him manipulating magic.
Okay. Do I get the +4 from the books?
The books do cover necromancy, so yes.
All right. I am going to take the 10 again. Fuck, I really wish I hadn't used my 20 already.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else? Plus 33. It's going to be 37, 41. $51. And we'll add 1d6. Running out of those as well. 54.
So you beat the DC of 50 again?
Yeah.
The sneaky bastard did this so he could formulate the phylactery into an existing magic item by bathing this inside of the egg.
Now, with
He must
Should
have
I-
he must have
Sorry.
he must have bathed it before he actually died. And likely was wearing it, or had it on his person, or was nearby.
okay. Now Barnabas is trying to remember the items he had on him. Was he missing anything when after we killed him?
He had no items on him.
When he died?
Oh, in the
Yeah.
in the pit? Was he missing any items?
that like he had when he was chained up.
Oh, he didn't have any items on him when he was chained up, which you
Okay.
found very suspicious.
This was an illusion.
He was like a rotting skeleton covered in moths.
Yeah, we
Chained to the wall.
weren't looking too close at what the Lich is wearing.
No, I mean you didn't find any items on him. Yeah, I guess something could have been illusory, but you would have sniffed that out probably.
All right, there's no mention as to what item?
No, it's like because he used an existing magic item, the purchase ordering for the items pretty much explain the egg, the ritual required for him to actually go through with the transformation, and he used something probably of equivalent spell power or greater to act as his phylactery. And the egg is probably about the size of a tennis ball, so it had to have fit inside the egg.
That was going to be my. I was sitting here squirming in my
Yep.
seat trying to get that question asked.
Yep. Okay. I'm having a brownout. Or something. What's going on? Give me 2 seconds, guys. Sorry.
Okay.
It's all right.
Can you look after the stream? I need to go for
Sure.
a bio break. Well,
Your connection's still better than mine.
yeah,
Woo!
I'll be right back.
See ya.
Good investigation. DC 50s. That's crazy.
Making fitties.
Fitties.
Fitty. Fitty. Yeah, so the quick summary, we're trying to find the Lich's phylactery, because if we can't find the Lich's phylactery, we gotta not be around. And if it's something the size of a baseball or smaller, rings, magic tooth, gems, might be able to get soft bracers in. You could probably fit like a scarf or a shawl, but I've never seen one of those used as phylactery before. Anything we
All
could
my
shove in
lights,
baseball.
all my lights are just dim now.
Hey, your circuit board, like your router, obviously can handle whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
Are you
I
certain
don't
you're
know.
not having a stroke? 'Cause the other thing that could happen is your eyes could be.
Yeah. No, my wife confirmed everything's dim. So.
Okay, perfect. So just do the whole. It's like when you do something really really hard in the gym and like everything sounds like it's underwater and your vision becomes like really narrow.
Yeah.
You're really focused. Yeah, please don't have a stroke. Yeah, we're trying not to. Wither. It's it's said partly in jest, but partly in the we're not having a stroke, right? Like the joke as it's used becomes more and more legit.
Marty's taking a bio break?
Yeah, Barnabus is trying really hard, isn't he?
I don't want to lose!
Yeah, it's good.
Well, yeah, not want to lose. Yes. Also, liches are bad.
Liches are bad.
Liches are bad when they're cursing your name in the underworld. Like, liches are bad when they don't know your name. You're like, those adventurers. Different than Barnabus.
Yes, much different.
Oh, this is so. This is so delicious. Finally, an enemy that you could defeat, but he can continue to haunt you. That it is possible for you to figure it out. Like this is possible. There were some die rolls where they came down to like yes. Barnabas has learned things that you doubt a lesser mind would have been able to piece together. You would have had to known religious theory, magical theory, just common sense, and tying these not obvious things together.
There's literally like accounting was part of this.
Yes, accounting.
Okay, do you know accounting?
Forensic accounting was used to determine.
Correct. The words for the thing that you're doing has not been invented yet. At least not on this world.
Oh, I think that the Empire might have some forensic accountants out there.
Yeah, I might not call
the
them
Inquisitor
that,
of books.
The Inquisitor of coin.
Oh no. Guy's an asshole.
To know a man's life, look at how he spends his money.
All right. So it's got to fit inside basically the size of a baseball. Almost.
Tennis ball.
Tennis ball?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's got to be probably a ring or an amulet.
It's a good guess.
Fancy gem.
Or a fancy gem. But we already double checked the amulet of
The Name of the Mighty Fist was just Name of the Mighty Fist.
Yeah.
And
That one he just crafted in one go. Like you actually see the.
Yeah. And this was added to an existing item.
the other clue there that I just would like to focus in on for a second.
It could be added to. Yeah.
Well, the caster level of the item has to give
Equal.
or take be able to shoot it disintegrate.
Yeah.
So
And-
we're looking for like 13th level.
If he
caster item.
used something equivalent by you just going detect magic, show me your thing, you'd be able to see it. If he chose an item that was super powerful, then an 11th level caster might be hidden underneath that more powerful aura. It's like you open the drapes and the sun's coming in. You don't really get bothered by the flashlight that's on in the corner of the room, right? Like
Right.
yeah.
So knowing what I know now, could I have missed the aura on anything I've already identified?
Maybe.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Do you have anything that is powerful?
I don't know what I imagine a +4 int item is powerful. I also imagine a +4
Where did that item come from?
brace is powerful, but I don't know.
Oh no, of the items that you looked at, no, the headband of vast intelligence that came from Malefont, you can see the progression of him building the thing. You saw the aura. The aura of a +4
Alright.
item is 8th level. Like it's not doing it.
Check the
How
chair
hard is it to
again.
make those golems?
Those golems came from the
Elsewhere. Bargles.
Bargle
Yeah.
area. Yeah.
Okay.
And you just stooshed them in there because they had blood in them.
Alright, we're gonna search the tower looking for magic auras.
Do we have any Ioun stones?
Uh,
Those are usually deceptively high caster level.
I've got one, but it's just the kind that you put a light spell on.
Did you get it from the tower or did you get it from outside?
I got it from outside, I believe.
You've already searched the tower for magical auras. There's nothing aside from the actual summoning flame that comes anywhere near. Wait, the summoning flame? That's interesting. The summoning flame is archmage like magic, because it's tied to the ring, which is archmage like magic.
Alright, I guess, does Barnabas have a fly spell left? Because we're running out of fucking time and he doesn't want to.
We have a wand. Go poke
Get a
Chaga.
wand to that.
Go steal Chaga's wand.
Fat dude, give me a wand.
Well, you can just actually the stairs go all the way up to here. You
Yeah.
could go and stand up there.
Yeah, Barnabas does not want to risk falling, especially he's been up a long time. I mean, he's going to cast fly on himself just in case. And...
Okay, and
He's a seasoned drunk. He understands what happens when you're up too late and whatever.
This is a bad idea.
all right, Grackle's around, so he'll come and watch you.
Is it with? He's like looking with like. There's no heat from the flame.
Nope.
So it could be within the flame.
At this point, Barnabas, you're like, the flame is coming from the runes, which are part of the tower itself. You've never identified the tower because the tower is a like a magical construction. It's a magical building. It's like I go into the temple and try to identify it. No. You could try, but you've never identified the tower.
Well, we're running out of options.
Okay, so do you have an identify spell? Or are you just using...
I have spell slots left. I have
Okay.
1, 2, 3. I have one first level spell slot left, so I'll use that.
Okay. Give me a spellcraft with your identify. You're identifying the flame or the thing that the flame's coming out of, or
This time, though.
there's a lot of strong conjuration magic up here.
28. 38, cause 57.
Okay, actually, it wasn't orange. I may have lied to Grackle because you changed the tower to point at hell.
Yeah,
Should be
so
red.
maybe reddish.
I think it's red or black. I gotta check.
I think black is neutral evil.
No, black is chaotic evil. Let me see if I can find I have a page somewhere that's called alignment colors.
Orange was neutral evil.
Orange, okay.
The alignment colors we've been using have been around for a while, actually. It's funny that we don't remember them, have it
Yeah.
memorized. If Foss was around, we'd still have it memorized.
Yes.
Oh, I have like 6 copies of this thing. Rusty orange is neutral evil. And the tower flame right now is a dirty red.
Red.
Yeah.
Yay! Green partly works.
Okay.
I'll make a note of this somewhere. Alignment colors. All right, 57. Yeah, the purpose of this thing is to is the tower is feeding off the energies from one of these runes, which is focusing planar energies into specific alignments that fuel the thing it's connected to. And the thing that it's connected to is the ring.
The ring is the phylactery.
Bellifont Ring of Summoning, the Conjurer's Ring, and the Ring of Planar Calling collectively give a strong conjuration aura. Caster level 17 on each of the items that have all been combined into one.
So if I disassemble the ring
Yep.
and identify just the ring that I got from the tower, Bellifont's ring, is that it?
Okay, so you're going to pull the ring apart.
Yep.
Yeah, the ring does pull apart. You pull off the Ring of Planar Calling, like it comes right off your finger. You put it in your pocket. You pull off the Conjurer's Ring, leaving behind the Bellifont Ring of Summoning.
Mm-hmm.
You try to pull off the Bellifont Ring of Summoning, and it doesn't budge from your finger.
Pretty certain it's actually cursed me. Haha, I'm cursed. Wither's enjoying, by the way.
Immensely, apparently.
You now understand if this is... There are a bunch of implications to this.
Yeah.
Without the 3 rings, that gate feature will not work properly. It also, if this ring is indeed bathed by the essence of Malefont, the Dread Moth, and is his phylactery, it may also explain how he's been able to enter your dreams, sense your presence, and speak to you when others cannot. It's also stuck to your finger,
It's got Malefont goo on you.
which means that there is something cursed about it. Cursed items act this way.
Okay. He's thinking to himself, Karma, you are a bitch.
Is everything all right, says Gurgle? You look...
No! I went and murdered my best hope of not being cursed, is what I did.
Ahmed, you're muted.
That's quite unfortunate. He pulls out a knife. Go ahead. You can just regrow it. She did it to her husband. Just to regrow your finger later.
Yeah, that's fair. He needs someone else to cut his finger off for him.
Okay.
Yeah, just close your... Hey, what is that over there?
It is your index finger on your left hand.
Yeah, it's
It's the last time you
Oh, sorry, it's on your right hand. If your character sheet has this information, it's the index finger on your right hand.
yeah, he's
You just tell the others
Pick any
that...
butts or noses with that one for a while.
Are you
Let's go with
are
the
you actually
others.
putting the finger out on the stone and letting Grackle
yep.
cut your finger off?
You can't look.
This will not hurt at all. How about we get someone who can help you with the, so that you do. I don't want them to think I was trying to kill you. Especially the crazy one downstairs with the trident.
Fuck, give me Barnabus takes a dagger. You fucking take your fucking time. You're gonna be a fucking lich by the end of the fucking night.
Fine. He grabs his hand, puts it down, sword across.
Okay, on the stone beside the flame that is lit with a dirty red hue, the flame of hell. Barnabas places his index finger upon the stone, and Grackle, do you cut it from his hand?
Are you ready? 1, Chooks the clut.
Yeah, your finger is just lying there. There's this shock that comes over you as you pull your hand back, and there's blood spurting everywhere from your hand.
Greckle's dealt with this. It's all right. Calm down. Guy squeezes his hand and like starts wrapping it up.
Your index finger is lying on the stone, bloodied, and the Bellifont ring of summoning is still attached to your severed finger.
Get more.
We're gonna say you take, I don't know, willingly 5 points of damage and -1 con.
Okay. He can take that.
He yelled down,
Like
Mart,
con damage, basically.
"We need you here.
Yeah.
Ugh!
Use the wand, or do you want me to use mine?"
I'll use my wand, don't worry.
All right. Just quit whining and bleeding everywhere.
Fuck. Listen, I saved our fucking home if this fucking works.
I hope so.
More.
Mart, I have a ring for you.
If we smash the ring, does that mean the portal's permanently just pointed at hell and you can't turn it no more?
Yep.
Well,
So
how did he turn?
Don't
How,
look so smug.
he turned. He turned the tower without the ring. So.
No, you had the ring. You needed the ring to turn the tower.
Bellifont.
Oh, Bellifont did. Yes, I guess yes, with the
Barnabus
ceremony.
He's familiar.
With whatever he did, there's a way to do it.
Bellifont's familiar. So
I pick the finger and I'm helping him down the stairs. Hey, Mart, we need you.
Oh my God!
We found the
Look at
phylactery.
this.
I found the phylactery.
How long ago? He looks like convinced you've known for hours.
It's quite simple.
All right, so you go down to find Mort. You're yelling down. Mort comes back in. You go all the way to, I guess, the lab. By the time Mort gets up the stairs to where you are.
Yeah.
Why don't we just bring everyone out just in case, you miscalculated something else really bad happened?
Grackle's got a bloody finger in his hand.
He
and-
looks at you. Something else. Do you know what I've done to figure this out?
Just saying.
You're not.
You don't look all there right now. Look at you bleeding everywhere. I think you mean to smash this ring.
You know what the good thing is about us finding the phylactery? You can sleep at your place tonight.
Oh, you look at you, all funny. He'll push the ring off the finger.
Okay, the ring. The ring doesn't come off the finger.
More.
Thanks for a minute.
Use your adamantine, Tetsubo, and smash the fuck out of that thing.
Marty, Grackle's gonna just take a dagger and try to cut the meat around the ring and pop it off.
Okay, so you end up cutting the rest of the finger off on the other side, but there is a thin slice of skin, meat, and bone that is Barnabas's index finger that is fused to the inside of the ring and will not budge.
I honestly thought, Ahmed, just because you're a joker, that you were gonna say, yeah, and I cut the finger, and then Grackle looks and goes, oh, you meant the other side of the ring.
So Grackle, you try to cut it out with your dagger, and there's just this little bit of meat on the inside. You figure you could just pop it out if you want.
I'm leaving it.
Yeah, don't put your
Enough
finger in
screwing with the cursed.
Don't put your finger in there.
Okay, give me a reflex save as you're trying to get the meat out of the ring, because you did do it.
Okay, forced. What's it called? Charmed life. Thanks a lot, buddy. Okay.
You know what? Piss her out of it. Although I want to reattach Barnabas's finger, so he's got like just
34?
one really short
Okay, so you don't accidentally use your own finger to push the meat out of the ring and get it fused to your own finger.
I think I did a
with a
Barnabas.
sword. You don't need the fingers.
I just did a Barnabas.
So he ends up kind of like, and he throws it to the ground, and it kind of goes, like it just lands on the ground.
It's a little shorter than normal, but here you go.
Smash
He's
that
like, this
fucking
is
thing.
better than, not this. So,
Oh, smash it. Mort, just fucking smash it. Mort, do I need to get big? Yes, get big. Mort gets big.
Grackle's behind Mort, like give him like a massage in the back, like you can do it. Remember, just put all your bait into it. Go ahead. He's like,
And he takes aim at the ring and gives it a smash.
Okay.
It's under the ring.
Adamantine gets through hardness less than 20.
I
Yep.
believe so.
Okay, so you actually have to roll damage.
I don't know if that's Mart disconnecting.
Yeah.
Or Mart. I put Marty and I put Mark together. You're now Mart.
Mart.
Hello, Mart. My DM partners. He's just gonna Mart.
The Adam Mart.
Adam Mart.
Adam Mart.
Adamart Hassan?
Adam Marted.
Adamarted.
This is such a bad time for him to have his modern reset. I'm
Yep.
guessing with the,
It gives
with
me
Barnabus,
it gives me a moment to try to figure out how the Lich weasels into this one. You're basically ruining the tower until you somehow recreate the 17th level ring.
Right. Although we were going to find out real quick, like, that there's a problem when he wakes up with, like, holding hands hand in hand with a Lich in his bed the next day.
I was so looking forward to Barnabas having issues in the future.
Well, it just because you smashed the ring doesn't mean that Barnabas wasn't wearing a cursed item for an extended period of time.
He's all right.
Right? As long as the Lich has a place to go with its soul. Yeah, how are you doing, Mark?
Your camera's not.
We're just theory crafting over here.
No, yeah. My power just went out, so I have no internet.
That brownout turned into a blackout.
All right.
Yes, it did.
How much damage does Mort do? Or do you want us to look that up for you?
That's 2d8 plus
Something.
without a mutagen, it'll be plus 27
Holy crap.
plus energy damage.
2d8 plus 27 minus 20 hardness. The ring is sparking a bit. It's got some cracks in it. Mort's tenderized flesh of the segment of his finger is still trapped in the ring. He winds up and hits it again. For another 22 damage.
Ow.
For a total of 41. The tiny phylactery has 40 hit points, hardness 20, and a break DC of 40. The ring cracks and breaks. You have destroyed Bellifont's, or maybe even it didn't originally belong to him. You destroy the Ring of Summoning.
Thank goodness.
And the flesh that was pulverized immediately almost evaporates as it rapidly decays. Barnabas, you hear the final gasp of the Lich that has yet to be reformed Malefont.
There's like physical relief right now for me.
There is a shudder from the tower. And the reddish light from atop the stairwell goes out.
I did it.
Yeah, Graco, that was all you.
Finally. After long research and hard work and striking many times.
I'm just going
Good
to
job, boys.
cross off the Bellifont ring of the Tower Summoning. as you've destroyed the Lich's phylactery.
Yeah, you have done well.
Now, what if you make your phylactery another lich? So when you destroy the first lich, the second lich, you destroy the second lich, that lich comes back, and then the first lich comes back.
We heard you wanted a lich, so put a phylactery in your phylactery so you can lich white.
Bellifont was a 13th level caster. There will be other liches.
There was a 3.5 lich called the Dry Lich that had up to 5 phylacteries.
You're saying that he was, like, what year would that have been written?
Oh, 20 years
Year
ago.
of the Broken? Yeah, Year of the Broken.
Still around.
It's
He's in Harry Potter.
no, it's Mummy. It's like it takes its liver out and its canopic jar with liver and its lungs.
Yeah.
And
The Horcrux dealie was basically that, where it's like, which was then punked
the
up.
first Harry Potter series stole from mythology and arguably Dungeons
I'm not saying it was
Dragons.
fresh.
Or they're all like derivatives of the same crap that
Yeah.
we play in, just written for kids.
So,
It's time to move everything back in, Mort. Good job.
What? Fucking bastard. He goes right back to it.
the wagon just gets dumped in the kitchen in a pile. I want to see Chaga's heart attack in the morning when he sees his kitchen.
No one tell Chaga. And be sure to let him sleep in.
I can order out and get some food brought in. Don't worry about it.
Junkers put his hand up. I don't know if you can see the cameras or not.
Yes, go ahead, Junker.
Yeah, what is it?
Should we tell him he should sleep in? Or are we just let him wake up all nervous?
Let him wake up all nervous. I'm kind of curious to see if he bothers making breakfast for once.
Why don't we... Hey, I have an idea. Why don't we leave...
Telling him, oh yeah, we destroyed the lich.
Barnabus, I have a good idea. Why don't we leave your cut off finger, your severed finger, underneath where his door, so it looks like something really bad had happened.
Okay. From the beautiful vantage point you have on the 3rd floor of the Bellifont Tower, you notice that at first you thought it might be some repercussion of what had transpired. But no, there are spells being cast in the streets.
What?
And you can see people fighting and running around and some buildings catching fire.
On second thought, wake up the fat man. We might need him.
Apparently, with the death of the Lich and the fires of hell going out upon the Bellifont Tower, the people of Southwall have gone mad.
We are the cause of this. We must put an end to it all.
There are dozens, if not hundreds, of people with torches descending upon not the tower, but the neighborhood with the Steel Rose Mill.
Oh, okay, they're fine. Good luck to them.
There is much fighting that is happening in all directions that you can see.
In our neighborhood?
Your neighborhood borders 4 neighborhoods, and
A dragon army and kobolds show up in the edge of our neighborhood. Do we?
Yeah, I guess, if you'll excuse
A
me.
big ass blue dragon is like 400 feet that way.
no, that's Sylvan Acres. That's you've got a neighborhood between you and Sylvan Acres.
Oh, there's a neighborhood
Yeah.
between us and Sylvan Acres?
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good. Because
I'm gonna go step in the streets for a while and try to encourage people to go in home.
Good luck with that.
you here have
Try
fun
not to
in the
bring any
zoo.
stragglers with you.
So, what's happening with that finger? Because Junker's trying to punk it if it's not being.
No, you can't. You can't have my finger. No.
Well, there's the bit that kind of rotted away quickly. That there's the broken ring, like the ring is in 3 pieces, like it's
Okay.
shattered. There is a tiny bit of like wisp of black crustiness, which was the slice that got necromantically almost dissolved. And then there's the fresh bloody finger that instead of being cut off here was cut off a little bit here. And that's on the ground.
Expertly, might I say.
So Junker's going for the big hunk of finger, but if he can't get that, then he'll take like the rotty, gross piece of finger.
Okay, so he nips a little rotty gross piece of finger.
Yeah. Barnabus apparently is defensive over his missing digit.
Barnabas, you really want to sleep after what you've gone through today. You really want to get
Yes,
some
he
rest.
does. This is the I finished my exam and I get to relax.
You sit down in a chair and watch the fighting for a little bit, cracking open a bottle of whiskey and in victory, and fall asleep at the laboratory chair.
Yep.
Some of the others that don't require sleep end up staying up to watch the fighting. Oh, a great amount of magic was used against the Steel Rose Mill as hundreds of people from all round, from other neighborhoods, descended. Hobgoblins. Grackle, you end up killing a bunch of hobgoblins that are marching through your neighborhood with violence on their mind. They end up avoiding you, but you ended up convincing maybe 20 or so hobgoblins to go back into the foreign market. It appeared that
Intimidation.
It appeared that they tried to convince you to attack the Steel Rose Watch.
I convinced them to go home and take a nap.
Okay. Still injured from your fight. You realize that there are other fights happening in the foreign market. Are you running off to go and resolve any of those as well, or are you going to leave things alone?
I'm gonna observe, see who's doing the fighting, and if it doesn't look too dangerous, we're gonna curb
He's
stomp.
resolving.
Okay. Give me a D4.
4.
All right, Crackle. There are 4 separate melees going on in the foreign market right now. Pitch fighting between hobgoblins and goblins, hobgoblins and some other group. There are some random groups that look like they're looting and robbing.
Mm-hmm.
There is too much for just you to handle.
Here's the ogre mage. Swing by Zoga. Zoga, I need your aid.
Okay. Zogel's not there.
You son of a bitch.
Mark, is it your street or is it just your house?
It's my street. My whole neighborhood's
Oh,
on.
there's something behind you.
Yeah.
Careful now. It might chop off your finger.
So Grackle, you're basically running around the foreign market trying to get people to calm down.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to resolve these issues. Yeah.
Okay. Are you resolving them with intimidation, or are you resolving them with strength of arms?
I'll try intimidation, and if that fails, slice me 1 or 2 dudes.
Okay, give
I
me
have a +1.
give me full an intimidate check.
Okay. Uh, 33.
Okay, the first group of looters sees that the night watchman is there. They apologize profusely and go scattering.
Okay.
You then rush to the next fire, which is a bunch of people setting fire to a tenement.
31.
You end up killing half a dozen hobgoblins that look like they were trying to get vengeance on a neighboring clan, and you made them pay the price for their arson.
Yeah.
Third group.
Not in my town. 21.
This next one, you end up in a pitched battle between what looks like a bunch of like spellcasters on one side versus some like warriors on the other. I need you to make a will save, a reflex save, and a fortitude save.
So, 8.
Give me the fortitude save first.
27.
All right, you get nicked by an arrow that was poisoned, but you managed to not get poisoned.
23 reflex.
Reflex, you managed to dodge a fireball, getting out of the way, evading.
21 will.
Okay, give me a D3.
3.
Okay, Grackle, you end up getting targeted several times by spells that try to paralyze you and to put you to sleep. And you manage to back away from the fighting to get away from it. The fighting seems to subside. Neither side won. You ended up killing a witch and a couple of warriors, but you backed away from this fight.
From high above with lightning wand. But we'll leave that for another time. Okay?
All right. There is another pitch battle. It feels like a bunch of monk clans are fighting.
36.
And when the night sheriff arrives, you convince them to go back to their dojos. You've kept some semblance of peace in your neighborhood.
Cool.
The grim result of this will be felt for some time, however, as you are but one man with one sword. Do you even have a sword at this point?
Yeah, I took my sword back from Barnabus.
Okay.
He sold, or he had Barnabas. Barnabas took a loan. He gave Barnabas his sword as part of the loan. Barnabas gave him back the sword that was part of the.
Okay. That is how Grackle spends the night of nights of the looting and rioting. The next morning, those that fell asleep late, or that are getting a rushed start to their day because no one told Ghost and Chaga that everything's all right now.
Are what the fuck from Inazumi?
Are awakened by the sounds of some explosions and some alarms, and apparently there was. Grackle, you had backed away from this because you didn't know how to fight it. There was some sort of armored wagon that rolled its way through your neighborhood.
The steel rose me like that.
like you actually saw the resplendent engine of destruction just moving through your neighborhood with the iron golem on the back. You looked at your piddly blade, looked at that, and you just blended into the shadows as it rolled on by. There is gunfire, and you see that soldiers have started taking to the streets. And by the time everyone is awake, Barnabas, are you explaining anything to Chaga, Los, and Ghost?
Yeah, he's sitting there with like a coffee with whiskey in his morning.
He looks all cheery. His buttons
Like
are undone.
Oh,
and there's a big half-ass bandage around a gauze around his hand. Interesting night did we have?
Junker in Nizumi explains to Chaga that they've solved the problem. but he doesn't understand because it's in Nizumi.
Bastards. Barnabus? Barnabus?
Might have lost Mark.
Barnabas!
Grackle's gonna head back to the tower when things have calmed during the day. He needs
Yeah,
to sleep.
we lost
Yeah.
Mark. Ghost will explain. Ghost understands Nizumi. So Ghost, they're saying they killed. Oh,
The Mark has
apparently
returned.
Barnabas passed out in his coffee.
Drinking too much again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Loud
There we go.
yeah.
Geeks, dude.
Barnabas,
Barnabas-
you care to tell us what happened last night? And what's all this
Well-
noise and racket? Is that gunfire?
No, that's a fucking riot, is what that is. I slept through most of it, to be honest with you. But after some of us went and got our beauty sleep, some of us stayed up and kept working on the phylactery problem. And he holds up his missing, or his hand with the missing digit. Long story short, we found the issue.
How did the tower ring become his phylactery?
Well, Barnabas actually starts to explain it to Chaga.
You made a joke about that at the table earlier.
Yeah, but it was just theoretical, but apparently it can be done.
Oh. Oh my.
So if you coat a magic item in enough of your goo, it becomes yours. Junker and Nizumi tried to.
The Nizumi logic of
That
goo.
is not the lesson here.
I've got goo, says Los as he goes over and he wipes his hand through a table, and you can see there's this ever so fine glistening stuff that quickly is evaporating, left behind from his touch.
Ghost says to. What is a man without the ability to leave some,
I don't understand what you're saying, but I could tell it's disgusting, says Chaka. He just leans in. You've got that look on your face.
Barnabas is chuckling, but he's like, yeah, it's fucking gross.
So,
Just so you guys know, there is quite the battle raging outside during the night.
yeah,
I
so
did not-
Grackle returns. You're at 50% damage,
Oh, really?
and subtract 2 charges from your Wand of Lightning Bolt that you said you used.
Sure.
His vengeance lightning bolt. Make me retreat, will you?
His hair is all disturbed. He's wiping with a cloth his bloodied sword. The sounds of gunfire. From your vantage point of the tower, you could see out into the bay, and you can see a number of ships, Imperial galleons, plus this strange low to the water metal looking turtle ship, all kind of floating. They are presenting their broadsides to the shoreline.
I think the rats are trying to get a little bit lower in the building just in case.
Okay.
Balconies are,
That's not a bad idea, quite frankly.
All right. So the group of you goes down into the main to the main building. You don't have much of a good view down here, but
That's all right.
Chaga does cast remove paralysis from the bat.
Nice. What does Chaka say about his kitchen?
There is absolutely no way I'm cleaning that up. This is not a place for food preparation.
No, it's a place for food defecation.
That's not how it works, Mort.
It's quite disgusting. Funny, but disgusting.
Preparation,
you wouldn't
consumption, defecation. It's in the cycle.
I'm quite injured again.
Okay, the gunfire pierces throughout this nervous afternoon that you spend at the tower. Barnabas telling the party about what had happened. Sometime in the afternoon, all of you jump from your seats as cannon fire joins the noise. And the sound of the cannon fire unloading into the Southwall district. 6 Imperial galleons and that strange turtle ship begin to unload balls of lead of siege engine quality into the mobs that were into the mobs in the buildings and into the general direction of the insurrection.
Okay.
Let's see, if I roll a 1, a cannonball hits the tower. Nope. None of the cannon fire ends up close to the tower.
Joker.
So it should be noted that Barnabas slept in the master bedroom tonight. He laid bloody claim to that room.
I've bled on that bed, and therefore it's mine.
Yep.
Should we be raising a flag or something?
No, I don't think so. We should be fine, I would imagine. Stay away from the mobs.
When the smoke clears and the fighting begins to die down, you realize that Southwall District has been placed under Imperial martial law, and that nipping at the edges of the surrounding and nipping at the edges of the entire district are Imperial troops. Word begins to spread that they are arresting they've arrested the sheriff of the Southwall District, as well as his deputies, when found.
Well deserved, honestly.
And are shooting anyone seen with a weapon walking on the street.
Stay off the street for a few days then.
We'll make do with
quivers are super good for. Generally, we walk in the sewers. We don't walk on the streets anyway. Good thing we have a large, well-stocked larder that hasn't been despoiled by a horrible little gremlin.
Chaga,
eat more food and you'll enjoy it.
Chaga, over the next few days, does have Purify Food and Drink as a cleric, and will slowly start picking up like pieces of food and restoring them to at least a little bit of freshness. Yep, he's got it as
Part
a
of
kid.
it helps out with like an unseen servant to help clean and stuff.
Just don't leave that unservant there. We don't want it doing something that we forgot.
Yeah, definitely no.
It might ruin a souffle.
Artie,
Yes.
Grackle during those couple of days is going to sneak around the city, and he'll go to the merchants. You know, the guy that paid him off. Can't remember his name. Do you know who I'm talking about? The guy that gave him that I periodically drop by and pick up the gold from.
Okay. Grackle, you go out into town. I'm spending a DM point. You get arrested.
I was sneaking.
DM point is real good. DM point strong.
10 points strong.
You go out and you go to see what he's doing. You end up with like a bunch of soldiers. You're like, oh, the fuck, and they point guns at you, and they name you by name and tell you that you are under arrest.
That happened.
So what the fuck happened to Grackle? I don't know, maybe he met a nice hub girl, and they're off making a little hub baby. So they go, that sounds about right.
As things begin to quiet down a little bit, you guys return to somewhat of a normal life, keeping inside the Bellifont Tower. This happened after a few days, like after the initial fighting had gone over. A messenger arrives for Chaga.
The messengers who arrive, like, we are very defensive with whatever somebody's at the door. We take it serious.
Yep. This messenger looks like he's an imperial messenger, which may not make you even more relaxed.
Well, a different stance. The rats are hiding, like, in the basement in the prison because that's theirs now. Like, they're not around for. There's Imperials at the door. No, we're hiding. We're behind the permanent illusion of well. we'll roll in lich goo.
Okay. Give me a second. Did I put this in completed adventures? Where is it? Correspondence? Yeah, there we go.
You're fired.
Yeah, this guy shows up at the tower. Who answers the door?
The guy shows up and he's got like a uniform and stuff.
Yep.
Rats.
I got a feeling Eamon Woe answers the door.
Okay. You hear a. We're here to deliver orders to Sergeant Chagadoon.
Sergeant Chagadoon.
What did they say? They're just drinking tea.
When did you join the army?
I didn't.
Well, congratulations on your promotion.
I didn't. May I leave these with you? Hello? Hi. I am Chaga. Here are your orders. There's a scroll tube that is thrust in Chaga's hands. I am not part of the military. This young officer, there are a couple of guards with guns that are on the stoop that are just looking around. That's not what our paperwork says. It appears, and he looks at a clipboard, that you enlisted a month ago. Due to your station and the considerable donation made by your family, you've been awarded the title of Sergeant in the Imperial Foreign Legion.
You just hear from the background, "Fuck off!"
Those are your orders. I suggest you open them and read them. All hail the Undying Emperor! All hail the Imperium! All hail... Chaga looks like he's turned a shade of white. He comes wandering over and sits down at the kitchen table.
How bad can it be? Let me see. It's fuck me, your father is quite the prick, isn't he?
Alright, inside there are orders. As well as a note that was also attached to the door that you notice. The note says, "Have fun at war," and is monogrammed D and D. It's my brother, Dagnaron. Remember the brute that we sent packing that showed up here?
Yeah, I remember him. What a fucking cow, that man.
Chaga opens up the letter that has the Imperial seal on it. Office of the Imperial Provost, Marshal 10, 305, 304 FY to Sergeant Chaga Dune. You are here notified that you were on the first day of winter, 304 FY, legally enrolled in the service of the Imperium for the Imperial Foreign Legion for a period of 10 years, in accordance to the provision of the Act of the Arcane Parliament for enrolling and calling out Imperial forces, and for the purposes approved spring this year. I will accordingly report on Spring 5, 305 FY at the place of the rendezvous at Junction Town, or be deemed a deserter and non-resident of the Imperium, and be subject to the penalty prescribed therefore by the Imperial rules and the Articles of War. All hail the Undying Emperor.
This has got to be one of those things we can pay our way out of.
I think they paid their way in. Imperial Foreign Legion, isn't that where the non-humans go?
Yeah, it's not for the regular folk, no. It's for the non-humans and criminals and the like. You know, the ones they don't let in the regular army.
The ones that they don't let in the regular army. Jugget kind of stumbles from the breakfast table and wanders into his kitchen.
The rats are holding out a jar of pickles and a bowl of sugar. Here you go. Here you go, buddy. It'll be better.
That is not a good flavour combination for us humans, but nice try.
Grackle, you spend a couple of days in a prison wagon before finally an Imperial officer appears before you. Are you Grackle Roven?
That is I, yes.
You're the disciple of Senfu. Senfu. How do you pronounce this word? He actually asks a guy who you think, like, you could just see a little bit of him. It looks like there is an officer's aide that is actually a hobgoblin who pronounces your master's name.
Yes.
Good. Looks like you weren't. Looks like you weren't causing too many problems compared to the others of your kind. This is for you. Can you read Imperial?
Of course I can read and write.
Okay. They give you a letter. It is stamped with the Imperial seal.
Okay.
You crack it open, and it says, Winter 1, 305 FY, Form Imp 39RB, Office of the Imperial Provost Marshal of Volcanica, Winter 1, 305 FY, which was a few days ago. To Grackle Roven, Southwall District Foundry. Sir or Madame? Fucking Imperials. You are hereby notified that you were, on the first day of winter 304 FY, which was a year ago, legally conscripted into the service of the Imperium for a period of 10 years in accordance with the provision of the Act of the Arcane Parliament for enrolling and calling out Imperial forces, and for the purpose approved, Spring 10, 304 FY. I guess we'll do that the same day. 11th day of winter. There we go.
I don't remember doing this.
Nope.
Is he still in front of me, or did he like?
It continues on. You will accordingly report on Spring 5, 305 FY at the place of rendezvous in Junction Town, or be deemed a deserter or a non-resident of the Imperium, and subject to the penalty prescribed therefore by the Imperial rules and Articles of War. Please note, as an Imperial resident, you may be released from this order neither by paid commutation nor by hiring a substitute. All hail the Undying Emperor.
Here I go. Is the gentleman still in front of me? Let's see if I know gentleman soldier.
Yeah, there's an officer. He's talking to the half orc, or to the the hobgoblin. What was your master's name? It's not even on your character sheet.
Toligan.
Toligan?
Yeah. Should be at the top. Oh,
there.
Yeah.
I added it. The hobgoblin comes over. It looks like he's like a sergeant or something. You're gonna have to learn these.
Thank you for delivering this to me. Just was interested, who signed me up? Because I do not remember doing it myself. I do not object, and I will honor it. I'm just interested in knowing.
I've heard of you.
I am not unknown in this area.
You're the night watchman, aren't you? He says very quietly. He looks at the thing.
Your master. I remember. We came around to the neighborhood. This is even before the census. The Imperials are looking for hobgoblins who are willing to serve.
It's between you and me. What is going on?
Your master. We went to him and the others. The other Senfu. Many of the masters signed up their best senpai.
I will honor this and attend where I'm supposed to. But why is this happening now?
You're conscripted for the glory of the Imperium. You can gain citizenship if you join the Imperial Foreign Legion. You will likely be assigned to the Imperial Foreign Legion or to your post when you get to the rendezvous point.
Understood.
You have a winter. I suggest you enjoy it.
I will do so. Thank you for being helpful. We will see you around.
At the time, he was a senpai. He's a senfu now, but...
Your master signed you up. You should speak to him.
My master has passed away. If this is his last request from me, it will be honored. I am now the Sanfir of my dojo.
I am sure the soldiers that you fight with, that you are stationed with, will appreciate the skills of the Night Watchman.
I hope that this place does not go to hell when I am not here.
The fighting as of late, you shouldn't have been out on the streets.
I was making sure there was no more looting.
Given this, though, they'll likely let you go.
Good. There are many things I need to accomplish before this winter.
Okay, well, the first snows have actually begun to fall.
Ah, look, it is snowing.
The first few wisps of winter. The chill of you in this cart alone.
Actually, my gear keeps me warm.
Later that day, they do let you go now that they realize that they have one of their recruits. They don't apologize, but they don't chastise you any further. They give you your weapons back.
Cool. Make my way to the tower. Yeah. Tower, dojo.
The rats have a new downtime activity that might
Yep.
just be an in perpetuity type thing. Torment. Was it Dagon Dune or Daga Dune or whatever what the fuck his name was?
Dagnaran Dune.
Dagnaran Dune. He's gonna have backed up toilets and shit missing and turds in his coffee. Whenever the rats are bored, that's what they're doing.
Is that the master of the other dojo?
No, this is Chaga's brother.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. I was like, why is that name sound familiar? Because it was just spoken. Go.
Guy's a dick.
Memory like a sieve.
Okay, Mort. Shortly after the riots, you managed to kind of wiggle your way out of the Bellifont Tower and go down the street to go check on your uncle, because a lot of fighting happened in that area. You were walking through a literal minefield that first day of corpses. And you find that several buildings have burnt down, but they just, unluckily for those residents or owners of those buildings, their buildings have burnt, whereas your uncle's shop is completely unscathed. It looks like even cannon fire somehow missed your uncle's shop. You can hear the swearing from within, though. Ah, fuck!
Okay, he opens the door and watches for the carefully placed, very knockable over bosses.
Yep. Granomir. Let's get his token.
There you are. Nice of you to show your face. The fighting's over, you twit.
We were dealing with something else. Not my fault.
Dealing with something else. Family first. Family first. I should curse you for this.
First.
I should curse you for this.
But you can't curse anyone. Fuck, it's even on your sign.
Yes, I can't curse anyone.
The torrent of rage underneath the surface, always underneath the surface of Granomir, is subsided for a little bit with the. He finds something amusing with what you just said and forces a smile at you.
Okay.
You know that you could probably squish Granomir, but Granomir always seems to just get the best of anyone. Like, he gets even. It's like a family pride thing. You don't get even. You escalate to the point where
they don't want to fight anymore.
They don't want to fight anymore. Sometimes it takes a long time, but you always get the last laugh. That is the way of the Wrinklevorts.
Vengeance lists are on the family.
Yes.
On the family crest.
I heard a rumor.
Oh, yeah, what was that?
Why was a sheriff snooping around here and asking about you?
Oh, that's a misunderstanding.
This is a misunderstanding?
And he goes over to the desk and pulls out a wanted poster.
Yep, that's the one.
You can sprout wings from your back.
Yep. I'm the dirty bird man. Caca!
What a stupid name. Although I think it's fitting for someone who was dropped on their head after they were born.
Hey, that's not the worst thing you've ever said to me.
You're lucky your uncle has customers.
I'm one of your customers.
Customers that are willing to trade favors?
What do you want?
Nothing? Although I assume you want my help with this. Are you
Well, we're family. It would be bad for business if you had a felon for a son or a nephew.
Yes, wouldn't it? Your mother would never forgive me.
There's a thought.
Yeah.
Mort has a mom. The Mort family is up there.
You could have 7, 8 brothers, sisters. You don't know.
We can't have this. You've got 2 options. You could stay here and help me clean up. Or you could go on the run.
He's looking at the mess, looking out the door, looking at the mess, looking out the door. He's about to walk out the door, comes back in, looks at the mess. All right, I'll help you clean up.
Wise. Imperials. You wouldn't get out of Foundry.
I got away from him once already.
Don't want to try your luck.
Not really.
You end up pounding rock for the rest of your days.
He looks a little sheepish right now.
Don't worry. Uncle Granamere will look after you.
Thanks, Uncle Grandemere. Where do you want me to start cleaning?
Yeah, you spend some time with your uncle and you clean up some stuff. He has you move things around. The most fun thing you do is he sends you out at night to loot the bodies before other people do. Because apparently there's a whole bunch of fighting next door that happened. It's a couple days after this where Imperials come to Granamere's shop and deliver...
You can't order... How could...
You could either forfeit all of your goods in your store, as well as your person, or you could adhere to the orders within.
What happens if I leave?
Then the Imperium will revoke your merchant's license.
How can they... Provision? Baggage train? Support unit? These
Bort's just kind of like listening at a door.
These Imperials.
Yeah, he's talking to you, like you're cleaning up after the Imperials leave.
These Imperials have gone too far this time. Apparently, as punishment, for the recent crimes of the residents of the Southwall district, the merchants. A handful of merchants are being punished and being ordered, conscripted, to support the Imperial legions in their efforts.
Oh, that's some Imperial bullshit right there.
At least I'll be able to still sell my goods. At least.
Hey. Think of it like this, Uncle. They're probably not getting like a bunch of guys that sell the same stuff. So, you can jack the hell out of your prices.
I wonder which other merchants are going to be dragged along.
And maybe we can figure out which one shouldn't make it to the train. Huh?
There's nothing in here but you going along.
No, but I can help you before you get to the train.
Let me think.
Granomir spends like an evening thinking. He's all wired the next morning, and eventually he sets out alone, telling you to guard the shop.
Okay, Mort guards the shop.
He asked you a question before you leave.
Did you kill any of them?
Any of who?
The Imperials, you idiot.
No. I was trying to think.
I don't remember killing any Imperials.
No. Oh, you mean when I was wanted? No.
Good. And what about this attacking this priestess?
Okay. That time that happened. It was a doppelganger. Not a
Doppelgangers.
priest. Yeah, they got a whole doppelganger problem in Forest Top. It's terrible.
Interesting. All right. We'll see what Clan Wrinklewort can do.
Thank you, Unc.
He disappears, and there's some time where you're kind of just trying to hide out in his shop. You're doing your training and helping the group sell their goods during the downtime. And eventually, Granomir comes back.
Here you go.
Big smile on his face. He hands you a scroll tube with an Imperial seal
Oh, is
on
it
it.
like a pardon or something? Yeah, God. And he opens it up all happy.
Okay. It is a commutation of the arrest warrant in exchange for 10 years service to the Imperium.
And his face immediately drops.
It appears in very similar language that Mort has orders to rendezvous on the 5th of spring at a place called Junction Town for a general muster. For an assessment.
This was the solution.
Apparently, they've got it out for us here in Southwall.
You know what it is? You know what it is? They're all out to get the Spriggan. All of them.
Yes, but this way, you'll be able to help me move the goods.
And make a profit.
Yeah. You go out and get the stuff, and you sell it to me.
You got it. Hey. Nothing more valuable than a healing wand in a field full of bodies.
Yeah. I figured you wouldn't mind going and squashing a few heads. Besides,
Who told you?
You finish your service, you become an Imperial citizen. Oh,
Pretty good on me, I think.
the tax breaks we will get.
I don't pay taxes, but that sounds pretty neat.
No, but you'll be a signatory on certain business documents that I require.
Okay. I don't know what that is either.
You'll be the
but
honorary owner of my shop and all of my future economic endeavors.
Well, that sounds good. Okay, I can help with that.
Good thing you came to me. You'd be hanging from the gallows if it wasn't for Uncle Granomir.
Yes, thank you. I still have to guard the shop because I got some stuff I'm gonna go do. There's a rune guy I want to talk to.
Yeah, this is during downtime. This is conversations over the next month, basically, that happen. So we've got orders for Grackle done. We've got talking to the uncle and the resolution for Mort done. We need to back up a few days to the time just after the riots, and we need to go towards. I guess the party is there, but mainly Chaga brings up something with Barnabus.
Okay.
I'm going to zoom out to the Bellifont Tower. The only one that's not there is Mort at this point in time. Grackle does return. You returned one morning for breakfast. The party didn't realize you were, like, apprehended. They just assumed you were spending time at your dojo.
Doing Kia stuff.
Yep.
Kia.
He doesn't get it. He's like, yeah, sure, that's where I was.
Chaga is serving some
He wolfs it all down.
banana bread pancakes with maple syrup and slices of big, thick slices of salted bacon.
Why is it so dry?
No, it is good. Big fresh chilled pitchers of cow's milk, some cream and berries. And if you need to cut through the obvious thick saliva you'd have after a meal like that, there's some freshly squeezed
Something citrusy.
grapefruit juice.
There we go.
Eamon Woe is just eating some of the pork. He doesn't seem to be interested in any of the sweet stuff, while the rest of you are putting yourself into a sweet coma. This is a few days after the riots. Hey, Barnabas, I was wondering, did you give any thought about what we should tell Seven and her knowing brother?
I will deal with them. As soon as it's safe to travel to him.
All right. Barnabas,
Yes.
what are you going to say to them?
I am going to tell them that they fought bravely to save the world from a mad lich. It sadly died. In an otherwise inaccessible room.
Barnabas,
Yeah.
I've got one more question. What are you going to do
Go
with
on.
the remaining things that belong to Tessara and Glaren? Chaga's eyes narrow and you realize that he's making reference to, there are a few things left. There are the tokens that allow you to fly and activate items in the Mythal, one greater than the other. And there are also 2 glittering elf stones with souls inside.
I will see to it they get to where they need to be.
And where's that, Barnabas?
Why, with their family. He's lying. At least partially.
Okay, give me a bluff check.
Can someone roll a d20 plus 32?
Sure.
Subtract 4 because they know Barnabas is a liar about this.
39.
Okay, Chaga's sense motive.
The rats have a combined sense motive of +4.
And Chaga's sense motive is plus 12. Can't beat it. This is your doing, Barnabas. Push comes to shove.
You know, if you feel so terribly guilty about what was done, you can always give back those items.
You know,
It's why
Chaga slams his meaty fist into the table. You know, Barnabas, you have a way of ruining a good dinner.
You know, you act like if we weren't given a contract from Nighthorn to take these two elves out for the value of their items, like we would have said no.
We have fought worse, haven't we? Or better. Little Alistair murdering unicorns on the side of the road.
Yeah, that was fucking dark, wasn't it?
But it doesn't make it right. We made a deal with them to fight. I would give this back. But you very well know that I have the Imperium to serve, and who knows what hell pit they're going to throw me in. I have to, no offense, Grackle, serve with the Fallen Legion. He's careful to dodge around what he's actually trying to say.
Jaga.
Hopefully we'll be in the same
Kind of
unit.
like looking around at everybody else. Will it really be that different than the last few months?
I assume you're not going to join up with the Fallen Legion, Barnabas?
Well, me? Do I look like a soldier to you? And he's extra faking his limp today all of a sudden.
What was that, Grackle? I didn't mean to cut you off, but my ears were burning.
I said I hope we will end up being in the same unit.
You've joined the Imperial Fallen Legion?
You joining the Imperial Fallen Legion too?
Apparently, my master had signed me up a year ago. So I will be going. He pulls out this sheet on the last day of blah 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 to this location.
Does his say Foreign Legion or just to serve the Imperium?
It says to serve the Imperium, but you likely think that they'll, at the mustering grounds, they're probably going to order and sort people and assign people to where they are. He's been conscripted. They could send him anywhere. They could send him to the Arctic Circle to cut ice for the next 50 or 10 years. Like,
Well, do well at your assessment, because you never know where they'll send you. Not necessarily the Legion. You can end up cutting trees or mining something.
No, they will send me to fight. Apparently, the Legion is looking for hobgoblins that are interested in joining.
why would the Legion...
I asked the same question. I met with an officer and a translator who is also a hobgoblin. He recognized me and spoke to me quietly and told me that they are looking for the hobgoblins to join. So, I do not know why.
Chaga leads over and grabs Ghost's ear. What about you, little one? Do you want to join the Fallen Legion?
Reaches over,
Yep.
pancake off of Chaga's plate, and I don't speak common.
You little rat.
Listen, you're going to be fine.
Sure. I'll be fine. I think I have some preparations to do. I think I really need to put a rune on something and buy some magic